Mike, it started with a Facebook post from Erie City Council President Jasmine Flores saying that, quote, red hat followers are racist. So tonight, some community members showed up at council wearing red hats while voicing their displeasure over the post.
You do have the right to request your resignation.
How about an apology? I'm hearing that. Moving on.
A contentious and even at times testy city council meeting.
I'm sorry.
Erie County residents made their feelings known following a Facebook post from Erie City Council President Jasmine Flores, where she said, quote, the red hat is the new white hoods for the KKK.
I still stand where I stand. I posted what I posted. It's my free speech and it's protected. I find it interesting that one side likes to spit all kinds of hatred and rhetoric for their speech being free, but then when another person does it, it's not the same.
What is going on, guys? Hey, I'm going to come back to you. I wanted to bring you a story out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Apparently, the city council president, she said some things at the end of October on Facebook that were quite offensive to a lot of people. And again, I read what she said. I gotta be honest with you. It's not right. It's not right. But I'll read that for you here. Watch. Here's the Facebook post from October 28th. About 90%, if not more of you, red hat followers need to be honest with yourselves and acknowledge that white hood you all own or were raised to own. Because of your sick family history, you are a racist. And if you're a person of color, you need to stop lying to yourself and find your roots because you are lost. And your assimilation is showing that you are embarrassing the rest of us who have educated ourselves on the real American history with all of this bloodshed and slaughter for black and brown people. That red hat is the new white hoods for the KKK, and I want to be wrong, but when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. Yeah. Guys, man, that Facebook post did not sit well with Trump people, with Trump supporters. Did not sit well at all. And again, I can't blame them. I'd really question things myself. I'm not saying I'd be upset or whatever, but, again, I would speak up, but not really get mad. Again, these folks, they can't help it. They cannot help it. They're totally blind. They're blind. But again, speak up. Say what you gotta say, but avoid getting mad. But say what you gotta say. But but they brought it back. They brought everything she said, and they came to the city council meeting, and they called her. They said, "Hey, look, we want you to step down. Why? Because you can't impartially represent all of us. You can't. Again, you think 90% of what you said of Trump supporters are racist. What the hell is wrong with you? Not even close. Again, I'm sure there's some, just like there's some everywhere. But again, very small. The thing is, you are not educated. You believe you are, but you're not. You've been brainwashed into believing something that's not real. You've been brainwashed to believing that all the white people that vote for Trump, that are MAGA, that are Republican, conservative, whatever, they're racist, and they're not. They truly are not. So, again, I'm glad they came and they called them the red hat, protest or whatever. And, again, man, that's great. I mean, that stuff needs to happen because that is what the problem is nowadays. It's not white people that are racist toward blacks, not at all. It's black people that are racist towards whites. And everything the white does, if they're conservative, Republican, whatever, they're racist, and they're not. But again, they believe this because they themselves are the ones that need to be educated.
You are an elected official. I do have the right to request your resignation. You were 100% out of line on Facebook. Granted, you want to call it your personal page. When you have that seal, you are held at a higher standard. And you do not have that standard. You sit there while everybody else is talking. I watch you tip your head and look up, down your glasses, down your nose at people. You aren't any better than me. You aren't any better than anybody sitting out here. Not one stinking person out here. How dare you? What do you know about white hoods and KKK?
Number one, she does need to be held to a higher standard. But again, she's the president of city council. But number two, the thing is, we've got to understand, people have got to understand that they can say whatever they want as long as they're not threatening somebody or whatever. They can say whatever, but that doesn't leave them immune from the consequences of saying whatever. And again, people have got to understand that. Again, I can go to work and then say to one of my fellow employees or whatever, again, that lady over there, she look good in those jeans. Man, look at that backside. I can say whatever I want, right? But, I'm not going to go to jail over it. But I might get fired. Because, again, they have policies against sexual harassment or whatever. If I make somebody feel uncomfortable by saying that, I can lose my job. And again, that's what happened here. She called a bunch of people racist. I mean, again, imagine if you're at work and you're a white guy and you say to all the black people sitting over there at the break table or something, no, they're a bunch of racists. They're a bunch of, and you get on social media on your account and post about, again, they're racist people. Oh, they're so bad. They're so this. You might lose your job. And again, that's what happened here. She's the president of city council, and she criticized pretty much all the white folks that voted for Trump, 90%. And that's okay. There's going to be pushback. There's going to be people that are like, hey, look, that's not right. I'm upset about this. And again, she's up there, I guess, rolling her eyes and do whatever, Again, people have got to realize that kind of stuff, that kind of behavior is happening. And I live in the South, and I see it down here too. And again, you can't criticize somebody because who's black or whatever, because then they go right to, well, you're only criticizing me because I'm black or because I'm black and female. That's the only reason why you criticize me. It's like, no, it's because, again, you said or did something wrong or stupid. I mean, but again, that's their way out. And that kind of stuff has got to stop.
Don't you dare hide behind some bullshit comment that you made a statement on your private page. You called me a Nazi sympathizer. My family was victim to the Nazis. It's not your place. You're rude. You're ignorant. And you defended her. You defended her to me. You, sir, you use the pronouns they, them. We the people. We call for your resignation tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I stand here with my nerves racked as a young black woman in this city over people who are not of color telling another woman of color what she can and can't call racist. When I'm sitting here, and I'm not calling you racist.
We have a speaker.
I'm not calling you racist, but it's a hard argument to make when Stephen Miller, a white supremacist, has been elected or nominated to that position. Hegsta has been nominated as Secretary of Defense, a known white nationalist. And as a young black woman in this city, it is extremely upsetting to hear this rhetoric and this angry targeted at a young Latina woman. And that's not even what I'm here to talk about. Like I said, racism is meant to distract from the issues. And instead of focusing on the issue of housing discrimination, housing disrepair, housing abuse, instead, what connects us to each other, the suffering of working class people, instead you are attacking people like myself, people up here. And I just want to say it's disgusting and abhorrent. And I have the right, she has the right, we all have freedom of speech, at least for now.
As a woman of color, see, what's going on right there is called entitlement. That's what that is. And, people got to be honest about that. Again, what has happened for so long now, that again, certain people, they believe that when they're treated fairly, they're being treated worse, but they're not. They're being treated the same. And, again, when you have a young woman of color, and I don't know her background, but you have a young woman of color that's the president of city council. And she puts something like what she put on Facebook, saying 90% of Trump supporters are racist. Again, that red hat, the red MAGA hat, is really a white hood, whatever. Imagine that any other way. Imagine anything like that. Again, that's why they feel they can win things. The way they feel they can win, they have to call you a racist. Again, they feel, I've won, hands down, I've won. Because again, I called you racist, and as a woman of color, I know racism. No, you don't. You don't know shit. And really, that's the attitude people have got to start taking, because they really don't know. They have no idea. As a matter of fact, they've been pandered to. I don't know how old that girl is, man, but she can't be very old. She's been pandered to her entire life. She's been told she's a victim. You're a victim. Well, you're a victim, baby. Don't let the white people talk to you whatever way. And again, a white person can just look at her the wrong way. Oh, he's a racist. Again, these people don't know what oppression, what any of that stuff is. They have no idea. None. So again, white folks, quit feeling like you have to give them something. Quit feeling like, you have to make them feel comfortable. Treat them like anyone else.
And even after public comment wrapped up, some attendees got into an altercation with security needing to get involved. But Flores stands by her Facebook comments, saying she will not be resigning from her position.
I stand by what I said. You see something, you say something. If I made them uncomfortable because of what I said, maybe you need to readdress how you guys are approaching the community at large. The City of Erie voters elected me at large within city limits, and I will not disrespect them by leaving my seat. I will be running for re-election.
And Council President Flores says the behavior at the County Council chambers tonight was unacceptable. Back to you, Sean.
And the reason why she wrote the Facebook post to begin with is because she saw the comedian at the Trump rally at the end of October, and she didn't like what he had to say. So again, she did the very reasonable thing of getting on Facebook and calling 90% of Trump supporters racist. Again, this woman is totally unhinged. Totally unhinged. And what scares me is people are too afraid. I'm not saying these folks, I'm glad they spoke up. I'm glad they weren't afraid. But so many people have been afraid and they won't say nothing. And when they don't say nothing, again, this kind of behavior is normalized. It's made normal. And it's not. It's racist. It's mean. It's spiteful. Again, they're looking for a way to make you feel bad, so they think they can feel better. But it doesn't work that way. But hey, guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a.